I mean, secondly, we have a huge academic base of literature that points to the benefits of movement. You know, moving and going out for a walk or behavioral activation is kind of step one in cognitive behavioral therapy for depression. So there is a recognition that just moving alone does something to help activate the mind, to help restore or reset the body. And regular exercise has been shown to be as effective as antidepressants, for example, like Prozac. Again, we tend not to hear about that so much. And it's probably easier for a doctor to say, take this pill rather than let's go for a walk. So there's maybe some practical things there. But just moving the body alone is something that's really great for us. And more important now, because we spend so much time sitting and with our head in the computer and really with our head kind of activated by all the stimulus of the computer, we forget that we have a body. And, you know, maybe even I just might encourage those who are watching, you know, feel free to just do a couple of shoulder rolls or, you know, move the body, stretch a little bit while you're watching this podcast, because we can really forget that we have a body.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then movement practices tend to be, in a traditional mindfulness sense, a bit of an add-on. You know, most of the work is done in the seated or the still practices, and then there's a bit of movement or a bit of mindful stretching. But if we look to the Chinese traditions, Eastern traditions, more from Chinese practices like Qigong, Tai Chi, you know, martial arts, Kung Fu, these are meditation in motion. They're a little bit more difficult to penetrate because some of the teaching and the language can be quite tricky for people. But for me, those movement practices are a type of meditation. And we can maybe go into the specifics of that if you want to follow up with that.
Of course, we can, it would be great to talk about it. For me, when I have my mindfulness groups here, especially here in the university, I like to, I always use body activation. That's what I say. Let's have some body activation. Let's feel our bodies first, because when you touch, I remember in one of your classes. So for those who don't know, I took the course, I took the body mind framework training with you, which was amazing. So I remember you saying, when I touch my body, it is now. I know that I'm feeling it at this moment. So it's much easier than to focus on our thoughts, which are so subjective and so quick and so crazy. And so for me, like having this body activation first before having a quiet position or a quiet meditation is so important.